Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. Good morning. I should say good day. It is an awesome day. It's an awesome morning. Things are going well. Uh, things are moving calmly because it's a Saturday. It's noon. And I just thought I'd jump on here for a few minutes and say good morning to you and see if you are enjoying your routine. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Do you believe you are getting things done that are really impactful in life? Or are you frustrated? Are you stuck? Do you seem to be lackluster in your energy level? I want to talk to you today about a thing that can help you become more focused, become better at what you do, and that will give you an advantage if you're a business owner, if you're a leader of people, if you are creative. This tool that I'm going to talk about today, the power of intention, can really, really help you out. Now, me personally, I'm a free spirit. I'm a spontaneous type of guy. I really hate structure that locks me down to doing the same old thing in the same old way. If you want to see a bar humbug, you put me in a system that restricts my creativity, and you'll see a different Earl. I don't. And a lot of times when I'm in those types of structures, I don't really finish what I start. I'll say that for sure. I don't really finish what I start when I'm in some restraining, constraining environment and I'm not allowed to let my free spirit roam. And so sometimes I get too many things going at once because I'm just gullible when it comes to variety and excitement. So I can have project after project starting, which is also a reason why I have had times in my life where I didn't finish the things that I started. For me, it's the thrill of the chase, but not necessarily catching what I'm chasing, especially if it becomes too difficult. I have dreams, ideas, plenty of them. But when the rubber meets the road, I end up without anything to show for my efforts because I would rather be free than tied down to a particular pattern for any length of time. And so I've discovered that freedom without intention, without discipline, is really a curse for me. And it may be for some of you listening to me this morning. I don't do well with mundane, routine, ritualistic activities. That is one of the weaknesses or challenges to my personal strength. It's one of those things that I identified when I did a personal SWOT analysis, your strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats, or obstacles and threats, however you learned it. But there you have it. I hate mundane routines. Now, I am a leader, and being a leader, I am expected to finish what I start, to make sure I have constructs in place to ensure that I finish well. And so I have been involved in a personal growth development program, for me. And I have begun over these probably past 20 years, getting better and better at discovering when I'm at my peak of performance. And like most creatives, it's not normally a 9 to 5 situation. I've learned that in order to be productive, you have to be consistent. And so I talk about the power of intention. What is intention? Intention is to state what you intend to do what results you intend to get from what you're doing, and how you intend to impact the situations of others in your sphere of influence. So you have to be a person of intention, but the intention, let me say this, is yours. You get to establish and set your system of intention. But without intention, you're not going to finish many of the things that you start. But there is victory. All you need is one small victory. And if you can get in a situation where you have finished something important to you and you see the results and how it impacted others, I guarantee you, you will want to develop your intentionality. We have ideas of plenty, us creatives. We have visions that we receive all the time. But without intention, without the discipline that intention develops, then you're not going to be successful. And so then I wanted to talk about intention. You remember Paul said at one time, having preached to others, I myself become a castaway. He says, I get under my body. I discipline my body. I discipline my being, myself, so that when I have helped others and blessed others, I'm not left out of the blessing. Have you ever helped somebody and they got blessed, but it didn't profit you? It didn't do anything for you? I'm sure you have. You've given advice. People took your advice and they became superstars, and you're still struggling, all because you lack the discipline of intention. And so then people who do not develop the discipline that intention incurs, they really, really have a hard time fighting off depression. They have a hard time fighting off, being sluggish and slowful, because they have not learned their personal energy, their personal zone where they're most effective and where they can get the most done. So then, when we talk about routine now, we're saying, first of all, that routine provides you structure, builds good habits, negates the need for willpower and motivation. How can you do that? The greatest tool you have at your disposal is your calendar. The scheduling of your intention on a daily basis will provide for you the structure you need to get things done. Do not try to be a leader without a calendar. It won't work. That calendar tells you what you will and will not be able to accomplish at any given time during the week, during the month, or however long you set that calendar out for. Your calendar tells you when you're to be responsible and when you can just, do what you want to do. Your calendar is not meant to be your imprisoner. It's not meant to be your jail cell. It's meant to be a tool where you can put on your calendar on the times and dates where you are most effective, where your energy is the most high. Some people are early morning people. Some people are later in the evening, and some people are night folk. They get more done at night when it's quiet and children are in the bed, or the husband's asleep, or the wife's asleep, and they can get up and get so much done. But you've got to know your energy. You got to know when your energy shows up. What times of the day does your energy show up where you can maximize the time you have? I went through seminary and graduate school, pursuing my master's in leadership studies and my master of divinity. And I was in the PhD program with Walden University in a degree program called Applied Management and Decision Sciences. And my specific degree program was in knowledge management, how to store tacit and implicit knowledge within an organization. So when you're talking about storing information, and developing systems. That's what I was trained in as part of my degree program with Walden University. Now, the structure you need, you will create based on your chakra, based on your energy. When are you at your best? No one knows that but you. And you want to do things when you are at your best. So then, willpower and motivation are not constant. Sometimes you're not motivated, and creatives like to do things when they feel like it. And if they don't feel like it, they don't want to do it. But you got to learn to, as Gardner Taylor once said, you got to learn how to sit down and stay down until you get something done. He said, genius is the firm application of the seat of the pants to a chair. Genius does not come lying in bed or watching TV. It comes from studious effort, study of your craft, writing, reading, engaging in discussions with others. And so you've got to master how to do that based on your energy. And so that means, you have to exercise, you have to eat healthy, you have to do all these types of things so that you are not fooling yourself, or what the Bible calls deceiving yourself. You set a schedule that does not fit who you are, but you're going to make promises, and then you're going to end up not being consistent, not being credible, not being able to fulfill that which you have agreed to do. It has been said consistency is the key to your breakthrough in life. When you can learn to be consistent, that comes from being intentional about who you are and how you're going to show up for the world. So learn to use a calendar. Set your schedule. Set a schedule and prioritize what you're going to do, but leave the important things for when you're at your best, when your mind is sharp, when you can have time where you're undisturbed, when you can apply the right amount of energy and the right amount of focus to the task that's most important. You'll begin to finish what you start. You'll begin to get things done. Okay? According to Ash Roy is his name, and he had wrote an article called Productivity, how 12 highly productive people use the power of routine to achieve greatness. He said the secret to being a high achiever is a lot simpler than you'd imagine. It's all about routine and focus. He writes that Steve Jobs, upon discovering his cancer, asked himself one question each day. Every day he'd ask himself, if today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? When the answer was no, for too many days in a row, he knew he had to change something. And this simple routine produced much added value for who? The customers and shareholders of the Apple brand. Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day. That's his routine. And it has led him to be one of the wealthiest men and wisest investors in the world. Let me ask you, what is your routine? Here are the three things: consistency, routine, and habit. That's the key to success for so many. Discipline negates always having to be motivated by your emotions to get things done. Discipline. The military, I was in the military 20 years. Some of you know that. And we had a regimen daily. We knew exactly what we were going to do from 5 a.m. until 8 p.m. every day. The schedule was set. And we walked and worked through that routine, and we accomplished great things. Consistency, routine, and habit. Learn to be intentional and learn to set a schedule. Maximize your calendar. Put things on your calendar that matter to you and that will ensure your success and your prosperity. Be intentional. So there's 5 steps to mastering your intention: mastering routine, mastering and harnessing the power of your calendar. And the first thing is that you need some time to just brain dump. Just list ideas and things that you can do. Just ask yourself, what tasks do you need to complete each day in order to get to work? Which tasks do you need to do each day to get your kids to school? Which tasks do you need to do each day to eat? Which errands do you need to get done daily? Which tasks need to get done each day in order for you to get some exercise? Which tasks do you need to get done to maintain an organized home? Just brain dump your day. Just throw it all together and then sort it out. Sort it out. Sort it out. And when you sort it out, you may find that some of these things somebody else can do. Some of these tasks are not really tasks that you have to do. Someone else can get them done. Teamwork makes the dream work, especially if you're a leader. And then the second thing is, not only must you do a brain dump about your schedule, your day, your time, what tasks that you are going to be occupied with, you got to create a timetable when you're going to get them done by assessing your energy levels. You're not the same every hour of the day. In the Sergeant Major's Academy in the United States Army, we would take what they called every day from 3 to 5, I believe it was, no, 3 to 4, a power nap, where you would be required to go back to your dorm, take off your clothes, get under the covers, take a nap. Just drop everything at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after you've had lunch and all that, and take a power nap. What are you doing? You're recharging. You are energy, just like a battery. You need to be recharged on a daily basis, not just 8 hours of sleep, but a power nap about 3 in the afternoon if you can, and sleep for that hour and recharge your batteries, your energy, your strength. Think about when you do your best work when we talk about, assessing your energy levels. It's up to you. You're flexible. It can be flexible. Yes. Don't mimic anyone else. Don't just try to do what somebody else is doing, but be true to your own timetable. My timetable is from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. every day. I'm at my best work when I'm researching, when I'm studying. I mean, I get a lot done. I write papers, 30-page papers with references. You guys know the ropes when you're doing graduate work. They don't play about the references, and you got to have them in APA, MLA, or, whatever one that you use in your formal writing. And so I knew that was my best time, and I used to get so much done. What is your best time to do work? And then add some flexibility to that for exceptions when you can't be at your best, when you can't work, like I would say, from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. When something's going on that prevents you from doing that, when is your next best time to get things done? Your work process or schedule may not fit neatly into that type of diagram, and that's okay. The point is to harness your most productive times to use for your most challenging tasks, and then your least productive times to do the more routine, mundane tasks. So you have first the brain dump on all the activities you got to do on a daily basis. Second, create a timetable when you're going to assess your energy levels and decide when you're going to do what. You have your calendar. You can schedule your time when you're at your best. Then you have flexibility to give yourself an option in case you're going through something where you can't keep to that schedule. And then fourth, you want to put it all together. That's when you sit down and write out your calendar for the next day. Most people do that in the afternoon after the day is done. If you're like me, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I go to my calendar on my iPhone and I start scheduling my time based on the activities that I've got to do. And my wife taught me to use something called Reminder on iPhone to remind me of the tasks that I needed to perform for that day or this week or whatever we have going on. And I find that the reminder, between the reminder and the calendar on the iPhone, I can get things done. Okay. Scheduling is your way of showing to the universe your intention. It is a way of developing your intention to become disciplined enough to do things that you don't want to do because you got to get them done. And unless you discipline yourself to do the things that you don't want to do, you're not going to be successful. To do the things that don't make you shout, to do the things that are routine, boring as they can be, but you know they're on the calendar, you need to get them done. That takes intentionality. That means that you are going to be intentional. When preachers do exegesis for a sermon, they can't wait till Saturday night to get a Saturday night special. There's no way you can preach a good, solid sermon starting on Saturday night. Now, you can preach a word, but that's different from preaching a sermon. A sermon has to be developed, and that takes time, beloved. So the most important things for you, if you're a preacher, is to schedule your time to ensure you have the time it takes to go through the 12 stages or the 12 steps to a good exegesis. All right. And some people don't have 12 steps, some have 7, some have 4, whatever, however you have trained yourself to do it, but you've got to schedule the time to make the time. And I'm saying in every enterprise, you are the one that will have to be disciplined enough to meet your intention. If you say that you're going to do a thing, schedule your time to make sure you get it done. Don't assume you're going to feel like doing it. Go and sit in the chair and get started. And you'll find that when you discipline yourself enough to go sit in the chair and get started, even if you don't write but one line, you are developing a system that will become a part of your habits. And it takes about 21 days to develop a new habit. And once you have gone through it for 21 days, it ought to become easier for you to do that. Put it all together on your daily agenda. That's your last thing. And then test drive that agenda. That's the fifth thing. Test drive you. Follow that schedule. I mean, people will call you wanting you to do all types of things for them. People will try their best to want to talk to you for hours on end. You have a schedule in front of you that from 1 to 2, you are to do this. And someone is going to call you at 1 sharp. And they're going to want to dump all of their concerns on you. You have got to learn how to allow that phone to go to the answering machine. You have got to learn that what you do is important for you, and you can't allow other people to steal the valuable time that you need to get done what you need to get done to be intentional about your business. That's the power of intention. That's what intention is all about. It is to say to the universe, to say to yourself, to say to God that, listen, today I am going to study for 2 hours, and I'm going to study from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and nothing's going to interfere with that. Not a hot breakfast that your wife might try to cook, not a phone call because someone had death in the family and all of that. No, learn to let phone calls go to the answer machine. And if there is an emergency, I promise you, people will not let you miss an emergency. They will find a way to get you the message in an emergency. So you never fear emergencies bypassing you. because you have folk that know how to get to you in an emergency. Plus, one of the things on your phone is called focus, and you can select which people will be allowed to get their call through during certain times based on their relationship with you. But they already know not to call you when you have your schedule set unless it is an emergency. Isn't that good news? Teamwork makes the dream work. Be intentional. Set your schedule. Do not be slowful, sluggish. Do your work with intentionality, and intentionality will help you finish what you start. I trust today, my friends, that you will be better because you are learning to master your calendar, your greatest weapon, your greatest tool to getting things done. I trust that you will know that God is intentional. You should imitate God. Thank you for your time today. I'm so blessed. Listen, I am a speaker, coach, trainer with the John Maxwell Group, and it is my intention to coach, to mentor, to help entry-level pastors and leaders be more intentional, be more methodical, and be more consistent. You can DM me. You can put it in the comment section. You can listen. You can email me. All my information is in my bio. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. If you want a coach who's going to help you be all that you can be so that you can maximize the results you're trying to get, who will hold you accountable, contact me. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it because I've learned it. I've experienced it. And I can guarantee you that if you set your mindset to do a thing, you can do it. So have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you again. I want to talk to you about being more methodical, and I'll probably do that sometime tomorrow or the next day. But I want you to know that I'm here. And if you do in-services at your organization and you want somebody to come during your lunch or your in-service training, contact me. I'll come. I'll share a lunch and learn with you. And I guarantee you, your leadership, your team will become better and they'll work more efficiently as a result of my coming to speak to them about being intentional, being methodical, and being consistent. God bless you. Have a great day.